Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. For you new subscribers and the old subscribers, I cannot appreciate you enough. I'm so grateful that you took time to subscribe to my channel. And you have also been watching my content. I'm so happy and I so appreciate. And if you're a new subscriber, feel at home. For you who have not subscribed, please kindly request you to subscribe to my channel as we continue on our journey to designing commercial kitchen equipment. So today we are still continuing with this cooking range, and we will be designing the basket for the deep fat fryer, right? So let us get right into it, and the first thing that we are going to do is to measure the internal dimensions of the tank, one tank of the container, and that is 284. So if we do 260 would be fine. By 260 by this is 538. We do 260 by 525. That would be good. So let us open a new file and we go to part, click OK. Then as usual, most of the time we start with our top plane, start a new sketch, corner rectangle, and from the origin, just make sure you give it some little bit of dimension distance there. So this we said would be 525. Remember, I'm using metric system, and this should be 260. And the basket will be made of, actually we can make it, can we make it 200 to 500? Will the 25 make a huge difference? Yeah, let us give it 500. We are going to use a rod of dia 3 millimeter. So here from the origin we make this 6 millimeter or something like that. Yes, that's good. Then we go to fillet, and we fillet it by 6 millimeter. We want the origin to be at that point where the fillet ends, because we intend to sweep through these. Okay, exit the fillet and exit the sketch also. Now if we could go to the front plane and start a new sketch, and we create that circle that we'll be using for sweeping through the first sketch, and we give this dimension of 3 millimeter. Exit the sketch, then go to feature and sweep. Choose the circle as the sketch profile. Then sketch 2 as the circular profile. Right click. That part looks okay. You can assign some material to it. And this is metal. See whether we have chrome plated metal, and assign these two. We didn't choose here. Then here we double click, then go ahead and save this in I have a folder here known as fryer, then a subfolder known as basket. Call this part number 1, and we call it basket frame. or something, what you want to do. Basket frame, save. Now before we continue, let us do this. Let me check the first sketch because I intend to move some few planes here and there. First sketch, let me try to recall the dimensions. This is 260 by 500. Actually 500 minus 6 will get what we want. Yes, talk. You say?
I'm hungry.
It is so early. You wait for lunch hour. We go out to buy some chips.
Huh?
Wait for lunch hour. We'll go and buy some chips. Go and play there. And you see I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
I will call you. Go buy chips.
Okay.
Nah.
Wait a minute.
Why do you want those shoes?
I need to place your chair here.
No, you can't do that because I'm recording. You know, don't. No. Please. Kimmy is outside. You don't want to play?
No, children. I think they went out.
Okay.
Kids.
Okay. Close the door, Kabisa. So let us create a right plane, a reference plane here, and that reference plane we will offset it by a half of 250, which is 125, so that it may be at the midpoint. It will assist us in doing some, what do we call it, mirroring. Then also we go for front plane. This front plane, we were not supposed to create a sketch there. Front plane, we want to create a reference plane, and this was 500 by 2, that is 250 minus 3, 247. I'm not very sure whether it will be there, but should we need to edit it, to do some adjustments, we are going to edit. Now we create uprights. We create uprights and we go to file and go for new part. Okay, and we go to top plane again and start new sketch. This time round is just a circle which we are going to extrude, and the diameter of the circle is 3 millimeter. Good. Then go to feature and extrude it, and our basket will be having a depth of around 150. I don't know whether we should do a mid plane or that's good. This is good. 150. That's okay. Then again we go to top plane and create a reference plane, and that should be at half of 150. Half of 150 is 75. Now go ahead. Okay, we hide this plane and we save this as part number 2. Call it basket upright. You don't worry about the naming, you can name it appropriately. Just came up with some words, some names. Okay, we go to assembly. We want to see whether our planes are good and whether we are going to be heading somewhere. And this time around we want to import the basket upright. Let us right click and make it float first so that we may do the necessary mating. Make it float. Then we go to mate, and we will take the front plane of the workspace, and plane number 2. That's okay. Then we go for the top plane and the top plane of the workspace. That's okay. Then the right plane right plane, is it right plane? Yeah, right plane of the workspace and plane number 1, so that our base, our framework might be centered at this at the workspace. Now right click it again and make it fixed. Fix it. Okay, now insert component, and our component we are inserting here is the upright. Now we can do some mating. Go for the top plane, and the top plane of the upright. Click OK. Then go for front right plane and right plane of the framework. That's good. I don't know where the orientation of the front plane. Yeah, I remember where the orientation is good, and this plane here. That's okay. Now remember, this is something that you should not worry so much when you are doing your work. We don't fabricate this. There are some guys that we contract to do fabrication. This is just for representation. You might find that it is not accurately done, but it is for representation. At the end of the day, we want our cooker to be having everything. Now I'll go for linear component. I will choose this face as the direction. The gap between the upright members about 3 or 6 millimeter, and we want how many of them. We will add or minus. I think it will be adding. From there we change direction and see how they look like. 3 millimeter is way too small. Can make this 6 millimeter. 6 millimeter still. 6 millimeter looks a little bit small. 10 is big. Of course 10 is big, but we will work with 10. Then we will increase this to around 50. See what happens. 50 is good. 50 is good. 50 is pretty much good. Exit the linear component. Now remember the planes that I was telling you about? This plane, selecting that plane and going for mirror components will help you mirror the uprights. So you go for the linear components as the components to be mirrored. Click OK. There you have your components. Now there is something that I didn't do. Let me first save this. Save it as fryer basket. Fryer basket. That's good. Now there is another plane. There is a plane that I created on the upright. We want to mirror the actually we shouldn't be mirroring, we should do some linear component or linear component in this direction. Change the direction, and spacing and everything is the same. Then the component to be linear is that, but 50 of them is way too much. This might be 20 or something. 20 is also a lot. How is the last one? Should it be 19 or 18? 18, 17, 16. That's good. Yes, our basket is really taking shape. Now if I could go for this, open, I need to create another reference plane, and that plane should be the right plane. The right plane I create a reference plane and I offset it by 6mm. Yeah, 6mm goes right at the end of the fillet. That would be pretty much okay. That is plane number 3. We can go ahead and hide the plane, or you can just leave it, but for the purposes of not getting confused, it is better you hide it.
Daddy, how on your phone?
Don't make noise, I'm recording.
You recording what?
I'm doing my work, my video, okay?
Video.
I go sit down and you close the door.
Okay.
Now, with that plane being there, we insert another upright member for the I'm not so sure whether we have there might be one more plane that we might be requiring. We'll see about that. So the new member that we have inserted, we met, and as usual, top for top plane and top plane of the new member are supposed to be meeting. Then we go for, click OK, we go for the right plane of the new member and the new plane that we just inserted, that we just made as a reference, that is plane number 3. That's pretty good. Then we need another plane running up here. Let me first exit the meeting. I will come and complete it. Then I open this and edit which plane do I need. This is the front plane. I create a reference plane and I will offset it also by 6mm, but flip the offset. 6mm takes it right at the center of the that member. Hide it. I go back to the assembly. And continue with my meeting, and this time around I will choose that plane that I just inserted, that is plane number 4, and the right plane of the second upright member. Is it the right plane? The front plane. Yes, that's nice. Now that mate is good. That mate is good, sure. Now we want to linear component. We linear that member, and this in that direction. The spacing is the same. The number of components might be different. Yes, we need to add a few more. Just click on the upward arrow. Ensure that you have them enough. That is enough. And sure. Now we go to plane number 2 and mirror. Do some mirroring. We mirror that local pattern. This local pattern number 3. Local pattern number 3. Click OK. I hope the plane we did set it right. No, we didn't set it right. We were supposed to edit that plane and reduce it by 3mm. Open. You can edit it from there if you want, or you can just open the drawing and subtract 3mm. I think that would be fine. I don't know what is not happening there. there is also an issue with this. This we are supposed to add 6mm. Yes, there is an issue someplace. I don't know why that is happening. We will take a look at it. Plane number 2, number 1. Plane number 1, if I was to edit it, am I supposed to add 6mm? See whether things will be working. Sometimes it might not update immediately. Plane number 2, plane 2, not plane 2 actually, but it should be plane 1. Let's see whether it will update now. We are receiving some errors. Why is it not let's go back and re-edit it, then we will check where the errors are coming with the mates. Plane number 1, edit, subtract, do 130. Why is it coming to 130? I'm not getting that. Yeah, now it seems okay, but I don't know why 130. Anyway, as long as it is good. Why do we have issues with these maths? What kind of error is this that we are experiencing here? This coincident. Let's see whether we can fix it. That is which plane? The front plane and the plane of the workspace. Okay, I get it, because it is fixed. Can we right click this and make it float and see whether it will get updated automatically? Yes, the error is gone. Now the errors that we were receiving gone, but now we can make it fixed again. Yeah, because we edited the planes, that is why we are getting that error. Now this is 500, so we need another member there. Go to file, new, and we'll go for part. Click OK. This time around we will go for which plane? Which plane are we going for? Right plane? Not really. Front plane. Start a new sketch there and we do a circle. Dia 3mm, 3mm, and we extrude it by 500. Is it 500 minus 12? Because we gave it a fillet of 6mm and 6mm. We will see. 500 minus 12, 500 minus 12mm. Click OK. Save this as part number 3. Call it horizontal or horizontal. Is horizontal written like that? Horizontal member 1. Member 1. for the basket, of course. Then we go back to the assembly, insert component, we horizontal member 1. Now we do some mating. We go for the top plane and top plane of horizontal member 1, top, right click, then we go for, there is a plane here, the right plane, we go for the frame, I think it's plane number 3, yes. Then there is plane number 4, yes, plane number 4 goes with the front plane. Let's see whether that is correct. Yeah, that is pretty much correct and in its right place. Now we can still do linear component. I don't know whether if I edit this linear component, that was linear component number 3, linear component 3, can I edit it? Yes, and here I choose this. Yes, that's pretty good. Oh sure, save your work, don't lose anything. Now this was 120. It's always good to do a referencing and counter check on everything. This was 260 from end to end, so there we are subtracting nothing. So go to file, new part, then go for the right plane, from the origin create a circle, same diameter as others, and the diameter is 3 millimeter, then extrude by 260. Click OK. Save this as horizontal member 2. Call it part number 4 if you want. Then call it horizontal member 2. Just names. Kind of rename them, or give them the name that you feel is appropriate for you. Now insert that component, not mating, but we are supposed to be inserting first before we do the mating, and we will go for horizontal member 2. As usual, the top plane and the top, all the top planes are coincident, so take top of that, then you can collapse this, go for this, go for the top plane, click OK, then go for front plane and front plane. I think that's okay. Then go for right plane. Yeah, right plane and right plane. Click OK. Let's see whether they are good. They are perfect. They are perfect. Now we go for linear pattern 1 and we edit it, and for why is it not showing? Yeah, it is showing. And for components to be patterned, you also include this. And that basket, my friends, the body of the basket is complete. While the basket looks a little bit big, but also the tanks of the fryers are big. You don't want to make a small basket, then you won't be maximizing on your fryer. So what we are going to do is to create the handle and the part that you are supposed to hook onto the fryer for the chips to drain all the oil, actually most of the oil, back to the fryer. That is this part here where you are going to hook. And some baskets normally have handle supports which sit on top of the fryer, so that it may not sit on the eating element, right? So that it may be suspended. You just give it some clearance from the element cover. So we will do that as we continue. So we design the fryer, what do we call it, the handle first. Okay, I might be forced to close this. I will close this. I will close this. I think I don't need that. I will be left with this because I will need to create a reference plane here once more and go for 3D sketch. Then we choose line from the origin on the y-axis, then hit tab to go to YZ axis, then hit tab to go to, I don't know whether it should be, no, it shouldn't be ZX, it should be ZY, XY axis, then tab ZX axis, then tab XY axis, tab ZY axis, then tab XY, should be XY axis. Let us confirm whether our sketch is good. Our sketch is good. Now make this line and this line to be equal, this line and this line to be equal, and this line and this line here also should be equal. Then we can give it some smart dimension here. We need just about 30 or so millimeter. I'm not 100% sure how the sizes of this thing. This we can give it 30 or so. This becomes 20. Guys, it's for representation only. And this becomes, I remember the other one we did 75. This we can make it 60. Before we exit the sketch, let us do some fillet. We fillet this sketch by 6 millimeter again because the rod is of 3 millimeter. Fillet this, yes, this and this, yes, this and this, yes, we forgot one here, yes, this and this, yes, and finally this and this. That should do. Now exit the sketch. Exit the fillet and the sketch. We will confirm this dimension, whether it should be 60 or what. Now go to the top plane and start draw a circle from the origin. The diameter of the circle is 3 millimeter. 3 millimeter. That's good. Exit the sketch so that you may execute the sweep. Now go to feature and choose sweep. This is our first sketch that we are going to choose. I think it jumped. This one here. And you have your nice bracket for that matter, but the dimensions don't look so pretty good. I might need to confirm that this, once we do the assembly, we shall see. But remember guys, this is for representation. It's not those dimensions, don't follow them when you are fabricating. Should you choose to fabricate it, just grab the method, forget about the dimensions, get your right dimensions and use them. Hook in bracket or hook in rod bracket. Now I will need to do a few things here, and if I choose this right top plane, can I do some reference plane with it? Reference plane, and I take it up by 150 so that it may go to the top of the basket. Yes, that's good. Where did it go? Plane number 1. It is going to plane number 1. Yeah, let us not hide it. Then it's going to plane number 1. Yeah. I will need to do this. I choose this, open. There was a plane that we did take it to the center, plane number 1 again. I will do a reference plane, and that plane I will give it 30 millimeter. That's good. Yes, now I think I have enough planes to do assembly of the hooking basket, of the hooking bracket, sorry. So if I may insert component, and the component is that hooking bracket there, then I go for met, and met I will choose plane number 1, which is that top plane. I was asking you, where did that plane go? This plane here. Then I met it with this new component that we just inserted, the top plane of that. That would be good. Then I will be required to go for plane number 5. I think that plane is not right. I would change that. There is something that needs to be changed there. Let me see, plane number 4. No, we clear this. Plane number 4. Yes, number 4 is good. Number 4 with that plane there. Then I can still go ahead and met this right plane with plane number 5. Then I will change it. I will flip the side, because when you take a look at our hook, it is offset more to one side. So I go to plane 1 and edit that plane. All I need to do is flip. Why is plane 1 at 150? It's not plane 1. I think it is which plane? Let me plane number 5, I think. Plane number 5, yes. I edit this and flip flip the side, yes, so that it may coincide with the other plane, and that basket hook will be centered at the middle of the basket. Update the changes. Yes, now you can see the basket, the handle is at, not the handle, but the hook is at the center of the basket, right? Now let me create the handle. Let us go for the handle first. We save this and we go. Let us do the handle. We go for file, new part, okay. Then we go for the top, not top but right plane, start a new sketch. We do a construction line here like that. Then we do another line like that. Then we smart dimension. The angle between this and this should be 30 degrees, sorry. And between this and this, we just need a very small gradient there, which is 5 degree. I'm used to do in millimeters. Then we smart dimension. This we give it yes, we make this 120, and this we make it 50. Yeah, that's good, looks fine. Then we fillet and give it a fillet of 30 millimeter fillet from here between those lines. Click OK, exit the fillet, exit the sketch. Go for the top plane, start a new sketch. That is the profile that we'll be using to sweep, which is 3 millimeter rod. 3 millimeter, exit the sketch, then go to feature and choose sweep. Choose sketch 2. It was already chosen. I don't know why I did whatever I did. Sketch 2, then the other one is sketch number 1. That looks good. Looks good. We might need to edit if need be, but it looks good. Now I will save this as part number 6, handle rod. Yes, because there is the handle plastic part of it. Now I will need to go back here and create a plane running around here. So I will take plane number 4 and create a reference plane, and that should go all the way 500, because that is the size of that basket, and I will be good with that. Now I hide this plane. That handle should be of about, is it 60 millimeter? Should we do 60? We shall see. 60 looks big. 50. So I will take there is a sketch at the middle, that one here, plane, that plane, and a reference plane number 7, and I need to offset this by 30. I think we have that by 25, and it being by 25, yes, just leave it at that. Let us continue with our assembly and see whether we are on the right direction. Okay, yes. So I will insert that hook handle rod, then do my mating. I will go for the top plane, not that one, met. There is plane number one. Plane number one was the top plane. Yes, that top plane and the top plane of this hook, not hook but handle. That's good. There is a plane that I didn't incorporate in my then plane number 7 with the right plane. Let me exit this. Then I will still go for this and create another reference plane. This time around is the right plane, the front plane, not front plane. Let us take this plane here. Did we create this plane? I think we did. Let us mate and see. I think we created that plane. Plane 7, plane 6, plane 6. Yes, that plane 6, we met it with that front plane. Yes, that is pretty good. Now allow me to do one trial and error thing. If I go for front plane 1 and mirror components, I don't know whether it will flip. That is the component that I want to do. It has not flipped. That is pretty good. The handle looks abnormal. It is very big, so we will edit plane number 7. Let us edit it from the part so that it may update immediately. This plane here, and we will do 10 millimeter, 10, so that it may be 20. The center to center of those handles be 20 millimeter. We can do an handle of 30 mil. Yeah, this looks a bit realistic now. Looks realistic. Now let us go and do let me save this, save everything, then go for file, new, but we need to do the plastic. This plastic will go for top plane, should we go for top plane? No, I don't think it should be top plane. Yeah, we can do top plane, and we go for center rectangle like this. This we make it a 30, and this we make it, the other one was 120, this we can make 100. Then we extrude, go to feature and extrude mid plane. The plane doesn't matter, this we do 30. 30 looks terrible, man. 10, even 10 is, yeah, 10 is good. Sure. No, we are not going to do shelling. We will do fillet. We'll go for fillet. We can fillet it by 2 millimeter or 1 millimeter. Can we fillet that face, this face, the faces, this face, and see what happens. Yeah, it looks somewhat good. Then we select this face, start a new sketch, we create center line here, which should be vertical. This line here we don't need. Then we need another center line, which is not very necessary because you can just align your circles. And here we want a circle like that. Our rod is 3mm. You want a very tight fit, so this, keep it 3mm. 3mm should be the diameter, and from these centers make it 10. Remember, we have mirrored that item from the other one by 10mm. Then you can choose to mirror the circle and mirror about the center line. That's good. Now go for extrude and cut. Extruded cut. Make this 80. The depth be 80. For representation purposes, I think that will be good. If you want, you can assign this material and give it a rubber material. Is it rubber or plastic? Plastic, I think. Plastic. Then we go for which one? We need a colored plastic. Satin finish. Add it to part. Can we give it a color blue? Blue color. Or black if you want. That will be good. Save it as part number 7 and call it plastic handle. Yeah, that is good. Now that the handle is ready, we need to do the assembly. But before we do that, let us go to the handle rod and create some reference planes which will assist us in mating. We have this sketch here, sketch number 1. We want to create a top plane. Let us do some dimensioning. We see how much between there and this is 43.3. The other one will do something like 100, we see. Okay, so we go for the top plane and do reference geometry, which is a plane, and we do it at 43.3. That's good. Then we go for the right plane, no, the front plane. Create also reference plane, and that reference plane we can give it 100mm. That's good. So there we go. We hide this plane and we hide this plane. Now we go to the assembly of the basket, update it, then we insert component, which is plastic handle, like that. Then we do mating, and our first mate, we will go for plane number 1. Plane 1, why is that plane? Handle rod. We can go for the top plane. That is plane number 3, and the plastic, we go for top plane. Yes, that's good. Then this front plane here, we met it with plane number 4. That's good. Then we go for the right plane of the plastic handle, and we go for the very first plane that is running in the middle, that plane there. And I think our handle is in its place and properly constrained. Yes, the basket is good, the handle is good. Well, let us insert it on the main assembly of the cooking island, and there we might be facing some challenges here and there. We will handle them accordingly. What we want to do is bring the basket, the fryer basket. There is our fryer basket. We met. Shall we try width met, advanced met, and we go for width. And since the handle is at the center of the basket, we can choose this face and this face. Between this face and this face here. Yes. Then I don't know whether still we can do width between this. No, this one won't give us a width. We can do what? We can go for standard mate and give it a distance of, let's say, 10 millimeter. Between this and this. Yes. Yeah, we still have room there. Then we still can do a distance of, say, 2 millimeter. Remember, this is something that is removable, between this and this. Yes. Yeah, but now we have a very small issue here which will need to be addressed, and we will need to do a lot of adjustment. You see the 500, so that we may accommodate this. The 500 is big. We need to do something like 450. I saw it coming. Let me just change everything and we will be good. No, that will require us to do a lot of changes, a lot of changes, because you will be required to change this to 450, then you change these members to 450, and also the planes there, you will do a lot of changes, and there will be so many mates that will be disturbed. Well, now that you know how it goes about, you can go ahead and do the changes, as I will do them off camera. Thanks so much, guys, for your time. It's a matter of inserting another component, that is the basket, or doing a linear component. Actually, we can do a linear pattern in that direction. We need just 2 of this. And what is the distance? the distance can be, let me put hypothetically 200 on the, and we flip the distance, it shouldn't be 200. I cannot remember what was the distance between the tanks. That's why you see me doing something like trial and error. But if I go for the sketch, I'm sure I will get what is that 315, because it was 600 plus this 30 plus this 30 plus this 30, 690 divided by 2, yeah, 690 divided by 2. But ideally that is how you go about it, and the baskets will be in their place. Now I was saying you need to put stoppers so that the basket don't sit on that, but still, because the element is covered by that perforated plate there, it can still sit on the top of that plate. It won't be sitting on the elements. I don't find those handles, not handles, but those brackets that are placed on the sides, I don't find them attractive. I almost hate them. So that's about that. Thanks so much for your time. We will correct this. No, go ahead and correct this. Make this 450. The initial sketch of the frame, make it 450. Then change everything accordingly, right? You will need to change the planes. You will need also to change the length of this to 450, and some planes there will change, especially the one that is at the middle and the other one that we made 500. Or should I just go ahead and do that? Okay, let me just go ahead and do some changes here. This first sketch, we are saying this make 450. We reduced it by 50 millimeter. Then go ahead and that plane is good. This plane here, edit it and reduce it by 50. Subtract here 50 millimeter. That's good. Actually, there is no other plane that you need to change. Okay, then go for open, not new, but open one of the components, the horizontal member one. Yes, this one, and change the extruded boss to 50. You subtract here 50 millimeter, because that is what we have changed, and save. You save everything. Can we close it? Can we also close this and save changes? Yes. Yes. I told you there will be some errors here and there. Here we are. No errors. Yes. There will be so many errors. Let me open the basket itself so that we may see where we are having issues. Fryer basket. $450. We should have subtracted what? 25? I don't know. Now linear pattern 1, we will change that. Linear pattern number 1, we edit and reduce this. we reduce this by the number of items here. No. Yes. I don't know about that. Okay. No problem with that. Did it change after 450? Let us open this part here and see what's not happening. Sketch 1. Sketch number 1. Edit. Yeah, we changed it to 450. We need, let me see, let me do a center line here. Then I get the dimension from the origin to the center. That is 219. Okay, 219. Yeah, there is also some plane there that we need to edit. 219. This is 219. I believe now that plane is in its place. We have plane number 6. Number 6, we edit it to 450. Is there any other plane that needs to be changed? I don't think so. Let's see how the basket behaves. Yes. We also are experiencing some errors here and there. Where is that error? What mate is that which has some error? This coincident. Ah, yes, this coincident. Now all you need to do is go for this, right click it and make it float so that the changes might be effected, just like that. Then fix it again. Fix it. Now after having done that, 450, why are these others not changing? And we changed this 450. Does that mean that we need to change all the linear pattern, or we just delete that linear pattern? Linear pattern number 1. Linear pattern 1. Not 1 but 2. There is a pattern here which doesn't look pleasing to the eye. We collapse this and this and this. Just a small thing that needs to be changed, then we will be good. Local pattern 2. Local pattern 2 here. Local pattern 2. This one. Basket frame, clear selection. Then we select this again. Okay, I got got you. We didn't select the path. That's the path. Yeah, now it looks good. I'm wondering why we were having the overlay of the other one. Yes, that basket looks nice. Now if we go to the range, then we go for mates. So many things here. We collapse that we may go for not over shelf, but this basket here, or no, we go for the mates, and we need this distance here. Is it? Yes, this distance here, we head it and make it something like not 10 but let me see if I make it 65, what will happen? 65, we still don't have, we have clearance. Actually we can make this, we can maintain the 65, we have enough clearance for the hook. And is it touching the, no, we have clearance here and we have clearance there. Okay, and again this is something that you place by your, you just insert it there, do some shaking here and there. The idea is to have enough room for both this handle and for the back part of the basket. But I feel like this is good now. Thanks so much guys for your time. See you in our next video.